You are now tuned in to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. We're your hosts, Annette Harris, analyze life questions and concerns, such as, do Christians suffer from mental illness? Have you wondered why they act abnormal? Or you may ask, what is really going on in their minds? Do you need Annette? Well, listening for a biblical understanding of the psychology of the mind. Hey, great afternoon, and welcome to another wonderful session of Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. And I'm your host, Annette Harris. Thank you so much for joining us on today, for watching and or listening. Before we get started, Lord, we thank you for all things. We thank you for this beautiful day you have blessed us to see. We thank you for the bright sun. Thank you for being alive, oh God. Get the glory out of today's session and whatever we go to say and do. In the name of Jesus, we pray. And our opening scripture is the first part of Hosea 4:6, and it states, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee. And again, we're excited to be here on this afternoon. Thank you guys again for joining me on another wonderful Wednesday afternoon. We'll be here until 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. So let everyone know that we are here. When you come into the live feed, if you would not mind going ahead and hit the share button, throw up some hearts, throw up some thumbs for us. Let the individuals know that we are on live. Also, we're on YouTube Live. Have you subscribed to my YouTube channel? If you have not, please do so. We are on YouTube Live currently now. If you go to YouTube and type in Get Caught in a Net, you will find us there. And then also, we are here at the wonderful Intellectual Radio, and we are airing live. If you type in intellectualradio.com, you will hear us there as well. And I am joined this afternoon by a wonderful young man that I have just had the pleasure of meeting in person. We've done correspondence via email. I had received a message in my inbox talking about this young man, and that was also from my big brother, I call him in the Lord, Pastor Kenneth Lockhart. He'll be joining us a little bit later, but he said, Annette, I have someone that I would love to have join you on your show as a guest. And I said, okay, tell me about him. Talk to me about him. Why? Tell me why. And he did. I did that and made the connection. And you are looking at it to my immediate right. Mr. Terrence Dixon is in the house this afternoon. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine.
Feeling fine?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Good. It's so good to see you.
You too.
And I'm so glad to finally meet you in
Likewise.
person. All right. Wonderful. What I'm going to do actually is I'm going to read the wonderful bio that he has submitted to me. And we a little bit before the show, and I'm excited to get across to you all what Mr. Dixon is doing and the reason that he's here to get caught in the net on today. All right, Terrence R. Dixon is the CEO and founder of the Forever Foundation. That's the number 4, Ever Foundation. This foundation was created from Terrence's passion of music and helping those in the community. Terrence envisions a community where people work together, having the resources and opportunities they need to be productive members of society. Terrence especially likes working with the youth. The Forever Foundation will fund organizations that provide the youth positive alternatives, which is very important, and opportunities, such as after school programs, musical art programs, field trips, and mentoring programs. Terrence Dixon is a certified electrician. All right now. Union member of both the IBEW Chicago Local 134 and USW Local 1066 in Gary, Indiana. A real estate investor owning several real estate properties. He is a busy man. And also a music producer that has worked with various artists to help them further their careers. Terrence's love of music helped him to deal with an untimely death of a loved one. As a way to cope with the loss, he used that energy to create a song called Forever. Again, the number 4, Ever. This song is about remembering our loved ones and that they are forever in our hearts. Terrence hopes that this song can help those that grieve after losing a loved one, as well as provide resources to our youth and communities. A portion of the proceeds from the sale of the song Forever fund the foundation. In fact, this is how the foundation became known as the Forever Foundation. Welcome again to Mind, Body, and Soul, Mr. Terrence Dixon.
Thank
All
you.
right, all right. I'm so glad to read that information. Yeah, you are a busy man, very busy, but that's good though
I think so.
because you're busy doing positive things,
Yes.
which I appreciate, and many of us will definitely appreciate. This is what you're doing because a lot of times it can affect our own loved ones. What you're doing can
Mm-hmm.
affect them in a positive sense. So
Mm-hmm.
I will say I thank you in advance. That's what I'll
You're
say.
welcome.
All right. All right, wonderful. Okay, Mr. Dixon, if you would not mind introducing to my audience, I know I read your bio, but maybe in your own words, a little bit about Mr. Dixon that you would want us to know about. We talked about your foundation in the bio. We've also talked about a song that the Lord has blessed you to create, right?
Mm.
You wrote the
I
song?
wrote the music,
You wrote the
and then
music.
I have artists on there performing. It's kind of well rounded with rappers, spoken word artists, and a choir.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, I guess we'll talk about it
Yes,
as
yes, yes. And hopefully during we can get it during this session to be able to play it so you all will hear it. And then we get it in our rotation here at the station. So again, introduce yourself in your own words.
well, first I want to thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Well, I'm from Chicago, born and raised in Chicago, South Side, um, 99 from Princeton to be exact.
Mm, okay.
So I was born into a two parent household with a big sister, big brother, Nan and Rod. And I'm the baby. I think you're the baby of the
I
family too.
am. I
I
am.
was watching the show
How
last
did you
week.
know? Oh, he was. See, another viewer. Go
Yes,
ahead. I'm sorry.
it was a good show.
Thank you.
So my parents, all of my family actually are school teachers.
Really?
Yes, except me. So I kind of strayed off from that, but I think this foundation will end up actually teaching the children. And so I grew up with them, um, and my mom is a major driving force with me because she's very hardworking. So when you say I'm a busy man, I really think I got that from her because she would work from when she got up to like 9 at night, and I said, "Mom, how are you doing this?" She's amazing. She amazed me with that. So when I do stuff, it's kind of like I'm kind of used to doing it. So I don't know. Is that enough? Is that kind of
He said, "Is that enough?"
I'm just talk too much about myself. I like I said, I really am appreciative of the platform and what we're here to do. Well, when the pastor gets here, is really help the kids
Yes.
because it's as we talk about it. The my foundation was started from me losing my cousin, and I made a song called Forever, and it the chorus of it is "You're forever in my heart." So from there, I had shared it with the pastor one day because we have the same barber, right? So I'm over there, and I met him a couple of times, and uh, he asked me how's the music business going, and this was like earlier this year, and it was right around the time when Nipsey Hussle had got killed,
Mm.
and forever I've been working on it forever. It feels like for at least 2 years, and I put on the back burner for a little while because the emotion I felt it wasn't doing what I wanted to do, but I was playing it so much that I kind of got numb ears to it, so I had to sit it back. And then when that happened to him, those emotions started coming up again. And my buddy called me. He's like, "Man, I think it's time to put that song out." I was like, "I think you're right." So I started working on it again. And simultaneously is when the pastor was asking me, "How's the music business going?" So I said, "Matter of fact, I'm working on this song called Forever," and told him about it, why I made it. Dedication to my cousin, who also was my business part, or gonna be my business partner in music. And
Oh.
yeah, he taught me the piano, and he was amazing. He was amazing. He was amazing. So I was I was telling him why I made it, and I said I'd like to play it for you. So he was in the barber chair getting his hair cut, and I'm sitting back, and we both listening to it. And when it was done, he's like, "Man, that's a really really great song." And I was like, "Thank you." And he's like, no, that's a really great song. Like you need to do something with that song. You need to like get involved with a movement like a Moms Against Gun Violence movement. You know, make this like their theme song. So he also does marketing. So that set in my mind for a little while, and I was like, I think he's right. I think so. From that moment, we started working together.
Okay.
Then it got to the point where it's like maybe you should make a foundation, you know. So I started thinking about it, and once again, and so the song "Forever" is how the Forever Foundation came about, due from my cousin, and it's primary. The foundation of the foundation is to reduce gun violence because that's how he was killed, from gun violence, and you know, it was real painful, and if my foundation can like help somebody else to be removed from that environment where those kind of things happen, that's what I'm looking to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I can ask you a question, now I know you mentioned about it. You seem like you've been working on the song like forever. Now, did you start the song like around the time that your cousin passed, or at what time did you actually start writing
No,
it?
it's like 2 years ago. He passed away in 2010.
I see.
But since then, it was hard to deal with this situation. And that song made me feel like, because when he passed, it felt like there was nothing I could do about it. Then when I made that song, that started to fill that void. Like, you know, like here's something that's speaking to like, here's something I could do. And I said, well, I want to make this for people who go through that situation. And then the foundation further strengthened that, you know, by helping them is feel like I'm doing something, you know. And I feel like he's with me doing it. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be doing it, you know. So it's like we were planning to work together. So through this foundation, we're still working together.
Okay,
You know,
beautiful.
and it'll be forever because that's how I want to. Once I'm gone, and you know, for generations, I want the foundation to still be going forever and ever. Now.
Beautiful. I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Sometimes when we are dealing with the death of our loved one, whether it is unexpected or what have you, um, we deal. I always tell people, everybody deals with death differently. Okay, and a lot of times it's going to depend upon how closely related you were to the individual
Hmm.
that passed away,
Sure.
what kind of influences maybe they've had over your life, or what have you. And as you're telling us now, you were very close to him, and so I can see how you could create something in that respect, so that you can keep his memory alive, because
Hmm.
that's important too, keeping the memory alive,
Sure.
legacies, and continuing passing on. As you stated, when you were gone, you wanted to continue on.
Yes.
So that I applaud you for that. That's a
Thank you.
wonderful thing that you're doing. um and sometimes it really really it kind of hurts us, because I understand, losing someone that's really close to you. Sometimes we don't do, and I'll just say this, especially in the African American community, we don't do anything. We just cry it out or whatever, and then we just leave it at that. But I love it when individuals go forward, just like my guest last week. She created the product as a result of losing her mom. So
Hmm.
now she has that,
Right.
and the legacy to pass on, and so it is the same with you as well on today. So this is good stuff, and no, you're not talking too much about yourself today.
Okay.
This is what I want individuals to learn and understand about Mr. Dixon on today. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to take a quick break, and we're going to let a little bit of music play. I believe I have my other guests to come in and bring in with us on this afternoon. So you listen to My Body and Soul within that. Let someone know that we're on. Okay. Remember to like and share the live feed. We'll be right back for more right here on Intellectual Radio.
Lord, I believe in you. 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 I don't believe in you. And I gotta say this when God can do. I don't believe in no, 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 no. When God can do. I don't believe in no. And I gotta say hurt. I got to know. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe. Oh, Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe. I'm a believer. I've been washed. I don't believe it. No, 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 no. I don't believe it. No, 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 no. Lord, I'm believing you. Lord, I'm believing you. I don't believe it. No. I don't believe that I gotta stay broke when God can. I don't believe that I gotta stay hurt. I got to. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, I believe in you. Lord, oh Lord, I'm a believer. Lord, I've been washed in the blood of the Lamb. You did it all for me. You forgave me all my sins. You looked up my phone and found me, oh God. I know. I'm a believer. Yeah. You forgive me all my sins, oh God, I know you did. And I'll never let you go, no, no. Lord, I believe in you. Oh, in your healing, Lord. In your power, Lord, I believe. Oh, Lord, you've been my shelter. You've been my healer. I believe. Yeah. Oh, yes, you are my God. Hey, why say, if I seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, oh Lord, I believe. Oh Lord, yeah. You said if I call on your name, oh Lord, the Bible says you've been so good to me. You will heal my. You said in your word, Lord, I say, oh Lord, I believe. Trust in you.
All right, all right. Welcome back. Welcome back. You listen to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette. I am your host, Annette Harris. Thank you so much for joining us, for staying with us on this afternoon. I am joined this afternoon by a wonderful young man to know. Just met him on today in person. Mr. Dixon is in the house. Terrence Dixon of the Forever Foundation, the number 4 ever foundation. And if you're just now joining us, you have missed a treat so far. He's been talking about himself, although he's trying to be, a little humble. He doesn't like to talk about himself too much, but that's okay. We're going to try and have him do as much as he can on today. But no, seriously, I'm so glad that you're here. And you know what? The more you share, the more it's going to help somebody else. Okay. So
Okay.
you're doing good. Okay. You're doing good.
Perfect.
All right. And I'm excited because I have my big brother in the house. Pastor Kenneth Lockhart is here on this afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, Annette. How are you?
I'm doing well.
You're
I'm
looking
doing well.
fabulous
Well,
as usual.
thank you, big brother. I appreciate you. Pastor Lockhart, I tell you, you know what? I told Mr. Dixon before I started on today, I said, typically I will talk to my guests like one-on-one before they come on the show. I said, but my big brother inboxed me and I trust his judgment. So I said, yes, that's fine. We can have him as a guest on today. And I'm excited. He was excited telling me about you and all that you're doing. So I'm just frantic. I'm frantic to learn more because the bio that I read and what I've known, a little bit about you, this is some good stuff. This is good stuff. And I'm excited that God, what did you come in here with? I see all these pamphlets. This Mr. Graphic Artist, and he has his own company as well. I'm talking about Pastor Lockhart now, and he's coming here with, oh my goodness, this looks so nice. This is for the Forever Foundation,
Forever
right?
Foundation.
Okay, Pastor Lockhart, tell my listeners why you wanted us, in your own words, to know about Terrence and the Forever Foundation. What did you gather from when you met him and hearing about his song? And I hear that you were the catalyst for this foundation. So let's talk to us on today.
Well, I first of all, thank you
You're
for
welcome.
entrusting him to be here today and opening up your show and this platform to us. It's a great platform and it's a wonderful job you're doing. I just want to commend you for the phenomenal work that you're doing in this particular area, which is a very needed media to
Thank you.
help get the word out about so many important issues. You know, we hear a whole bunch of foolishness on Facebook and social media, but to receive some positive actions and some positive information that can help feed our community with some positive information, places to go, how to get there, how to make it happen. So I want to congratulate you and appreciate for God planning this particular vehicle in place.
Thank you.
I came to know Mr. Terrence Dixon, actually my barber. I was at my barber, and which is I want to send a shout out to Chuck, which
All
is
right, Chuck. Thanks
one of
for
the
getting to
greatest
know
Chuck,
him.
barbers
Chuck.
in the world. You know, we just appreciate him, and he told me understand that I'm in the business of marketing for over 30 years, and so he said, listen, Ken, you need to listen to this song. There's a song this young man trying to do, trying to decrease gun violence. He himself was a victim of gun violence because his business partner got gunned down unawarely, wasn't in no gang, nothing, no affiliations, but just happened to be in the crossfire. And so he said he had a song out that he's trying to do, we're trying to get out. And I said, well, let me listen, and I'll see. I'm trying. You're getting your hair cut. We like y'all. We go to sleep at the with the barber. We go to sleep under the dryer, all that kind of stuff y'all do.
Right.
Trying to relax. But one day I heard the song, and I did listen to the song. But then, for more than hearing the song, I met the man. I
Mm,
had a meeting with Terrence and sitting down with him, and you already know how full our plate is.
yes.
And so, sitting down, talking to him, and hearing the man behind the vision to say yes to participate in this journey. When I met the young man, he didn't come asking for anything, didn't need anything. Terrence has his own construction business. He also a licensed electrician, married, family. So one thing says to me, a man that has a wife that he recognizes and a family that he pay attention to me says you can take a gamble on because he got something to lose. People that don't have nothing to lose, you really shouldn't gamble on them because they'll make you lose everything
Ooh,
because they have no value in what they have.
you should say
So
that again.
yeah, yeah. So
Mm.
so this young man comes to the table, not begging. He come and says, sit down and say, listen, I want to create a way that I can maybe decrease what happened to me to somebody else. So instead of channeling my pain of losing my cousin and my business partner through senseless gun violence and go and try to find the perpetrator who did him, I want to create something to fund alternative programs that is giving kids an outlet opposed to just hanging in the street. So for instance, we was partnering with Symphony of Change at the Country Club Theater. They have a summer of festivals,
Yes.
and they close with Symphony of Change. Symphony of Change is an arts program that put music back into the schools, give scholarships. They do dance, they do gospel, they do rap, they do all kinds of genres of music, helping people to find themselves in the music arena. They also have scholarships. They do all of these things. Symphony of Change. Well, they Forever Foundation partner with them to help them further do what they do. So Forever Foundation, the foundation that helps to fund, want to come aside organizations, even platforms like yours, who's doing things to bring information to the community, to help people to enlarge upon what they're doing to decrease violence. Because I figure like if our kids can be in a country, in a activity, in some type of music program, in some type of sports program, they most likely not to be subject to that gun violence, that senseless violence in the street. If they didn't have to play in front of their house or just be outside, they can be in some type of structured activity. So this is what Forever Foundation. Forever Foundation is not trying to take nobody's vision or do what you do. Forever Foundation want to support what you are doing. And so he figured out a way to come up with a way. One of the ways that he's doing that is they recorded something at their own expense, took up all of the expense. They didn't ask for no money for it. They did it all at his expense and say, I want to take the proceeds from this song and I want to donate it back to communities and organizations who is doing services that that gives alternative activity to young people so they won't have to be out in the street, because I don't want no parent or no family member to ever experience the hurt that I experienced in losing someone that is dear to me. That there and that sold me hook, line, and sinker, because I'm a community activist. I'm also a pastor. I love people. I love community. I grew up in Chicago in the Austin community. I understand violence. I've been acquainted with it. My families have been victims of it. You know, I have a nephew that was shot 5 times, but the Lord allowed him to survive. But I'm telling you, but the trauma does not change. You know, now he's still walking around with bullets in him, but however, he's still living. But the fact of the matter, he was still a victim of senseless gun violence.
Right.
So if any kind of way that we as the kingdom can decrease this from happening to somebody, with some young black African American man married with a family could have said, listen, I'm gonna take my money and we're gonna go to Hawaii, we're gonna go do this, I'm gonna buy up all my property that he's banking. He also is a real estate tycoon. So I mean, you know, he's doing all things
I
that he's
love it.
doing, but he said, I want to take my money. I don't want to come and ask them for anything. I want to show them how I can help them raise money, how I can help them. Let's come on. Let me come aside some people to help decrease the violence. So forever, motto is stop the violence, increase the peace. How can we do that? Well, instead of just marching, and nothing wrong with marching, because I think marching got us to this table. That's why you have a talk show called Somebody Marched.
That, 'cause somebody
Okay,
marched.
so we're not fighting that. But what Terrence said, he said, listen, let's do something different. Let's support people that's already doing the work, because we know, especially in our minority communities, the lack is funding, and we can't do more because we don't have more to do more with. So we do great with the meager funds that we do have. So this young man say, listen, I don't want to start a sport team. I don't want to start an after school program. I don't want to start a music company. I want to support those that's already doing it. So here's a way that I'm going to give portion of these proceeds to people after expenses. I want to give this back to the community. And the person that raised the high money, I'm going to match even those dollars to that organization. And so I said, man, I ain't never heard of such a thing
Right.
before. And to be so young, 46, 47 years old, look like he about 17,
He does.
and with this kind of energy and positiveness, and then to be an African American brother with a family standing beside him. Come from a good family. Mother is an attorney, so he don't come from an ignorant background. He is solid. And so I said, listen, this is the kind of man that needs some promotion. So I quickly got behind him, talked to my friends and people that I know. I know a couple of people, and I started talking to them about this young man. And I called persons like you to give him as much visibility and give feet to this vision, because I believe that Forever Foundation is going to be around until Jesus comes.
Yeah, I believe that. Thank you so much for that. And I'm as I'm listening to you, I'm like, okay, that's the difference with his foundation. He wants to, you know, put his money back into those who are already doing it. I like the way you said that. You know, because yeah, you could have started up your own and just been one in the number. You know, and but I love the angle. I love the different angle that you're doing with this. This is wonderful. And I guess we needed Pastor Lockhart to come here and talk about you, because you weren't going to talk about you.
Very humble.
You know what? And I see that.
Yeah.
I see that all over you, which is a good thing. I mean, it's good because I mean, obviously, you know, we see a lot of when they're not humble. Did you want to say anything to what he was mentioning? Add on.
I tell him all the time that he has a great way of expressing. Like when I met him and talked about this, he got it from the beginning. Like he really got it. Like it was. I would tell my son this. Like I don't have to tell him. You know, like he just gets it, and it's almost like I don't have to say anything because he's right on point. Like he caught everything as far as the vision goes, and I think from him being a pastor, he can enunciate the situation better, you know.
Yes, he can.
So sometimes I may just sit and not say anything because
Yeah, I saw that.
I wouldn't have to, you know. He nails the
The
points.
spokesperson.
It's like, you know, and one time when like he was saying with Symphony of Change, we met them at was that Panera Bread, right? and I was choked up because I was thinking about my cousin, and this is my first time meeting him. So I'm like, man, I'm crying, and I couldn't stop. So he stepped right and grabbed the baton, forever, forever, you know, boom, boom, and he was nailing it, I was like, man, once again, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
That was
but I
great.
would like him to tell the story of the tragedy and how it led to all of this.
Yeah, we talked.
Yeah,
about it. We
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about it. We
yeah.
talked
Yeah,
about it.
Yeah.
he did. I asked him about that, although, of course, he just gave me a little bit of it. But, but you know what? I understand that because sometimes you can get a little choked up or whatever, maybe
Yeah.
still a little fresh. So, I mean, I want you to be comfortable in sharing how much
Sure.
you
Thank
would
you.
like to, with that. I feel you mentioned he was your
It's my
business
cousin.
partner,
Yeah.
cousin, and, maybe you could tell us a little bit about the situation.
Um. Well, the situation of when he was killed, or
Yes.
but all I know, I was at work, and I got a phone call. It was my wife. And the first thing she said was, "KJ is dead," and this is the worst phone call you ever want to get. I was like, wait, what? I'm trying to like just
Process.
rattle my brain, and so we got off the phone, and I started kicking, the tables, and I'm at work by myself. I'm kicking stuff, and then I sat down, try to calm down. I just went and found a manager. I told him, you got to find somebody else because I'm about to leave. I can't stay here right now. Just found out my cousin got killed, and I'm going to Chicago. So went to Chicago, and I got there. You can see everybody's faces, and they were just saying he was on the porch. Somebody came up like out the side of the house and just sprayed the porch. And his friends had got down, and he stood up, and that's when he got shot. And
Senseless.
and I just remember that day how helpless I felt because I always think especially being an electrician, I kind of find a way to fix whatever the problem is. So on this particular day, you know, what the only thing I could do to fix it was to bring him back to life, right? That'd been the only thing. But my mind kept telling me, "Oh, it's something you could do. It's something you could do," and then it'd come back to me like, "There's nothing you can do." But I'm so used to doing something, like my mind said, "No, it's something you can do." And then
Wow.
it kept saying it come, and it just there's nothing you can do, And when that just like grasped me, that's when I just felt completely helpless, just like there's nothing I can do. And but that's what I said. This in the song, that's what finally started to answer that. After years, though, um, was maybe 8 years. It was just bothered, just bothered. Not to mention watching the news. It's gotten to the point I can barely watch the news, like especially at the beginning of the news, because I know it's gonna be. And then I get that feeling again. There's nothing I can do.
Right.
All we get is the reports that something just happened. So it's like, so it put me in a position where I felt so frustrated. It's like it's doing nothing but making me upset. So I don't even want to watch it. I just don't want to watch it. And even at work, I just feel so bothered by it. So when this came about, that started to answer that need for an answer of what can you do, like realistically, what can you do? So the fact if we can take the kids like T.L. Williams, for instance, with the Symphony of Change, he puts the arts back into the schools, right?
Yes.
And I think that's so great because I'm a musician too. So the way I kind of really look at it is he's putting a musical instrument in the child's hand opposed to a deadly weapon,
Yes.
Wow.
which
Wow.
what they have been getting
Yes.
a lot of the time. So how could you not, support something like that? And plus the young person, when their mind gets attracted to the music, now what they might have been about to go and do, I really, because most of these kids are good kids.
Yes.
And I give you an example. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and my son, when he was little, the next door neighbor, her son, they were best friends, and they'd be in the backyard and playing basketball, spraying water guns, or throwing water balloons, little kid stuff, playing tag, all that stuff, and my daughter too, she was out there, and so as they started to get older, um, I had the means to put my son in different activities like karate, uh, basketball, the arts, um, and whereas my neighbor the funds to do these things.
Oh,
So as they start getting older,
okay.
the next door neighbor, we found he's roaming out into the environment. He gets stabbed. One day we found out he got stabbed. Like what? He showed me on. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? What are you doing? And time goes past some more. House arrest.
Hmm.
He gets now he's smoking cigarettes. All these, I'm just seeing his life
Slow
change.
progression.
Yeah, and I tell him, as much as I could. I'm not his dad, and but now today, my son is in college with a full ride scholarship for playing basketball.
You got a son in college? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And he'll be a sophomore. He's a sophomore this year. And but I know I spent a lot of time with him, and like he started to act up a little bit too, and you had to put it to him like
Right.
that's not how
Exactly.
it
business.
is.
Right, right.
Matter of fact, one day if he's when he sees his, I took him to the police station. I said,
Try to put
listen,
some fear in him.
I said I sure did, and I said, hey man, look, pack your bags, we're going to the police station. He's like, no, now listen, you don't want to act right in school. I've told you several times. I'm gonna have to take you where people who do what you do, where they end up going. So we go there, and he's in the back saying, no, you didn't want to listen. Get out.
Wow.
Yeah, he was crying. We stayed with him maybe 40 minutes to an hour. I said, all right, I'm gonna take you back home, man. But I'm telling you, I was telling him, when you go in there, make sure you don't. I was really like, oh no,
You were really laying it on thick, huh?
Don't go to the bathroom.
Right. All them
Don't
little
drop the
things.
soap.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
thinking like, wait, what's gonna happen? I said, hey man, I tried to tell you, but I was doing that to keep him, focused on these could be your consequences. Now my neighbor, his best friend, as they were growing up, I don't think he had that.
Yes.
So he would go out into the neighborhoods and actually get into that trouble
Mm-hmm.
that I was trying to keep him from getting in. So now today, like I said, my son's in college, and his best friend, former best friend now, is in jail for attempted murder. Right.
See.
I get the text message like, and I was like, wait, I ain't gonna say his name. I was like, that's him. Like,
Oh wow.
I'm like, this was a good kid. He used to be in my back, yes, sir, Mr. Dixon, or yes, ma'am, no, sir. And I know he was a good kid. So that's how I see the environment. If you can put the child in an environment where
Yes, that
That's
is.
it.
That's it.
where they have positive people around them, and they'll grow to be positive for
That
the
makes
most
the
part.
difference.
I mean, and that I grew up. We all grew up in the church.
Right.
I'm on the west side in Vice Lord territory. The only difference between me and them kids was a place of escape. So we didn't have an after school program back then. We couldn't afford to go nowhere, but really the church. And
Right.
but
Church or home.
but my mom put me on that van. When
Mm.
King of Glory van pulled up, ready or not, wrinkled or straight,
You going?
you're getting on that van. And that was my safe haven from my friends down the street, because there was we didn't call it alternative service back then because we didn't know all of this stuff now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it was a safe haven. It was Thursday night workshop with Virgie Hodges. She was the youth leader, so we had workshop. It was choir rehearsal with Sister B. It was cleaning the chandeliers on a Monday night. Well, by the time you got home, you went to bed, you went to school, woke up the next day, you got another chance to start all over again.
Right.
And that alternative service, that alternative outlet from a neighborhood that wasn't so decent, kept me until I was able to make the right decision.
Okay.
I met my greatest friends in that environment. So I was never able to become partners with people of my environment. I went to people that parents believe what I believe, or what my mom believed, and we believe in the same things. We became friends. I ended up marrying my wife from that environment. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? So Forever Foundation is here to support organizations that's creating the right environment and the rate and the proper atmosphere for conducive growth.
Yes.
That these young people can grow up and hear some positive to make them change their mind for what their friends just convinced them in school to do. They come to your program and hear something different. Maybe I need to reconsider that, because here is another option. And I think what we want to do is raise the consciousness that there is another option.
There is.
You don't have to succumb to foolishness. There are options, and
There
you
are.
have choices, and you can make them. And we want to support programs that are presenting these opportunities to our young people.
Definitely. Oh gosh, this is some good stuff. I'm telling you, this is really good. And they're chiming in here on Facebook, and I actually want to hop on over here.
Sure.
But yeah. Oh, someone says my aunt Virgie loves young people. I have my assistant actually is related to the come on, give me the last name.
Brands.
To
Hodges.
Hodges,
Okay, yeah,
Hodges, yes,
okay.
yes. And so she's throwing that in here on the live feed. But you said a mouthful when you talked about when I asked you about how everything happened with your cousin and everything. Of course, a lot of us unfortunately can relate to it. Unfortunately, we lost my brother in 1983, senseless gun violence.
Wow.
And he had just made 20 years old. So it's like you think about stuff like that, and you think about and I love how you did the difference. When you talked about your children and then the children right next door.
Yeah.
What your children had access to, and then
Yes,
what
yes.
the other child did
Right,
not.
right,
The
right.
parents weren't able to afford. So that makes a humongous difference. And I see your heart all in this.
Mhm.
In this foundation, I do, because you see what could have been averted.
Yeah.
If only that young man maybe had been bused, to church or whatever, or to some program or whatever. Maybe that could have kept him out from. And you saw the slow progression. You talked about the
did.
slow progression involved with. But I know the Lord. I know the Lord is pleased with what you're doing. I know.
Amen. Amen.
Definitely. You know what I'll do? I actually, if I can have my producer take me to a quick break. Can you play a little bit of music for me? And then we'll be right back. You listen to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette right here on Intellectual Radio.
Made up my mind that it's my time to press on towards the mark that God has for me. I've wiped away my tears and thrown away some fears. I'm standing strong and moving on to what God has for me. For the race is not given to the swift. No, it's not given to the strong. Not even to but to the one who can hold on. Whoa, you gotta keep moving. You gotta keep pressing on towards the mark God is giving you. That God is giving you. Ooh, gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving. Gotta keep pressing on towards the mark that God is giving you. That God has given you. For the race is not given. Ooh, no, it's not given.
All right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette is on the air right now. I'm your host, Annette Harris. Thank you for joining me on today. I have two wonderful men of God here in the studio with me on this afternoon, and they have kind of been kind of blowing my mind about this foundation. Oh God, I wanted this word out so bad, so bad. Forever, the number 4, ever foundation. Stop the violence, increase the peace. And we all know that we need it, especially if you're living here in the Midwest, in Chicago, we need this. But this foundation is different, guys. It's one that will help to fund others that have already started trying to help our loved ones out, trying to help our youth out, and they want to take the proceeds, everything that they get, and give it back. So I love that concept. I love it. Mr. Dixon, the CEO and founder, is here in the house. He's to my immediate right. And then also I have my big brother in the Lord, Pastor Kenneth Lockhart, is here. He is the catalyst for this foundation. He is the reason that we are actually here meeting on today. He made this connection for me, and for that I am grateful. What I want to do is actually go back to the Facebook live feed, and you guys bear with me. For some reason, the first live feed wanted to do its own thing, so I have a new one. So if you can go ahead and like and share that one, I would love for you to do that. I'm going to read a few comments here from Facebook Live. There are a few questions that were here on the floor for you as well, and comments. Deirdre Carter is here, and I appreciate you. Demetria Brand Triple said it is a blessing to have people see what you are doing and push you forward. So she was relating that, of course, to Pastor Lockhart. You know, I got to say this about Pastor Lockhart. That's one thing about him. He has always been one that will definitely encourage you. He will push you. He will promote you. And yes, his plate is full. He's an awesome musician in his own right. And, you know, I miss him, you know, being, well, we won't go there. But anyway, Pastor Lockhart, he will be in your corner. That's what I want to say. If you're doing something positive, you're doing something for the Lord, he sees what you're doing. He's going to be there to push and promote and help you. And for that, I appreciate and respect you, Pastor Lockhart. I really do.
Thank you.
Let's see. Another comment here. When you have someone see and understand your vision and confirm what God has given you, it is priceless. Elder Kevin McGee is on, and we are going to play a little bit later a spoken word for today's show. He normally pens a spoken word for Mind, Body, and Soul every Wednesday in relation to the day's topic. So he's got a great one today. So don't go anywhere, guys. I want you guys to hear it. All right. Question on the floor. How did he go about connecting with and selecting the various organizations that he partnered with? That's a question for you, Mr. Dixon.
It actually started with the pastor, because that's his field as far as marketing and things like that. And we made a video. He's like, Terrence, you need to like not a music video, but a video telling about the foundation. And he had a buddy of his do it, and through that relationship led to another relationship with the Symphony of Change. So he called me and said, hey man, we got to meet with it's kind of funny because he was like with a girl named Danny Joe. I was talking to this girl named Danny Joe, and I'm listening to him, and I'm like, okay. And he's like, and her husband, he's into music like you. I was like, oh man, that's real cool. You know, I'm liking it even more now. So he's like, yeah, and I think his name is T.L. Williams. I said, wait a minute, man. How old is this couple you talking about? He's like, oh man, they're younger than you. And I was like, wait, T.L. Williams, the guy who sang the Getting More Money Than You, T.L. Williams? He's like, I'm not sure. I said, Pastor, I'm pretty sure that's who that is. You know, so I play it on it. He's like, yeah, I heard that. Can I download? No, it ended up being T.L. Williams, and shout outs to him because they really embrace the Forever Foundation like immediately. They I would say within probably 10, 15 minutes, they were downloading the song. They already went to support it. And like while I'm sitting there, I'm getting a message. They really embraced it and gave me a platform or the foundation a platform at their thing on September 7th. And so that was really great. But that relationship came from him. and also his youth ministry class is beginning to take how would you say it?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to become, uh, have this foundation to support you, one thing we ask you to do is download the song. When you download the song, it'll ask you to become an affiliate. When you
Yes.
fill out the information, it's real simple. Fill out your name, your organization, you become affiliate. So when people that you recommended to download this song, they will go to the website and click on your organization. So they can say Annette Show, just for
Hmm.
lack of a better word example, and they go to there, they click on that net. That means every time they click on that net, that's the organization that they want their monies to go to support.
Right.
So
Oh,
that means if Annette get 300,000 people to go hit that, Annette get $300,000 because that money goes directly to you. So
That's
to
real.
answer your question, how do you become an affiliate? Is you can go to the website, and the website is Terrence,
TheForeverFoundation.com with the number four.
the
The for,
number four ever, the number four ever foundation.com. You can go there, download the song, because we do want you, to receive. You need to sow in. So we ask you to download the song. The song is $4.99, and this is not because you buying. We know songs cost $1.99 but you're supporting the cause.
right.
So we're not selling a song, we selling a cause. And so we want to be able to really do what we have in print, to be able to help alternative services that's
Hmm.
being offered to our children and young people in our communities. So your organization can receive however much proceeds you want to have people that automatically come to you. The organization is set to pay out on a monthly basis.
Yes.
So, we're not trying to keep anything. It is a legal business. And so that's how you can get it done. And I really encourage you, all of those that know us and believe in the work that we have done in the past, uh, you know, uh, go out and support this particular piece of project. Now, it's a song. It's not a all choir song. It's a song with all genres of music in it. It does have spoken word. It has rap. It has a choir. It has a soloist. So it's a mixture of music,
Mhm.
but the whole message is about encourage people, that even those that you have lost, even though they're not here with you now, they will live with you forever, and that we can help by supporting, uh, to stop this violence, not just by praying only, and we know prayer is the key, and not just by talking about it only, but putting our dollars. And if just think about, if 5 million of us can give $5, what can that do to really impact, the boys club, the neighborhood after school program, or the daycare center that's in our city, or the mental illness resources that's in our community that
come
needs
on.
those particular helps. This particular platform I'm sitting on right now, if it wasn't here, I couldn't be talking to thousands, probably possibly millions of people right now. And we can support things and things like this that's in our community, that we can give the money where we know that it ain't going to some big conglomerate
Right.
organization where all the funds is eaten up on administrative costs, and they never get to the end user that really needs it. Well, Mr. Dixon and the board of directors of Forever Foundation is really gun ho and determined to get these dollars to the end user that really need these programs, and we can do whatever we can in our little small way to help give monies to organizations that's doing the work to help our children and help our communities. So to download it, go to Forever Foundation .com, download the song. You'll see, and the song is called Forever. You download the song, and then there you can become an affiliate. You fill out the information, and you will automatically get some information sent back to you, letting you know that your affiliation have been received. and just go and tell. I wish everybody listening would just go get 10 people. If I got 100 people listening to me right now, if you could just get 10 of your friends to just go to the foreverfoundation.com and download the song, you could begin helping fight this violence. We all don't have millions of
Yes.
dollars to give, but we all can give part of our McDonald money. Instead of going and paying, $5 for a meal or getting a 5 for 4, let's stop violence. Let's help keep a program open for our children.
Right.
Let's help keep these sports programs. Let's help keep alternative services open for our kids. Just $4.99. How much is a life of value to you? So $4.99. Go and download the song. It's going to be a blessing to all of us. Churches can do it. We want to support
Yes.
youth ministry. I've signed up GCM Youth Ministries. So we just built out a children's church, and we got other things that we're doing for our youth ministries. So ways to just support that effort. So if you have
Yeah.
things, programs, projects that you want to support, that you want some extra dollars, extra $5,000, $10,000 will help you get over some things at the end of the month. Come on, y'all. Y'all know I'm telling the truth.
That's
So
right.
Yes,
so
sir.
please support this effort. It may not be your taste, but we ain't supporting taste. We supporting the cause, and the cause is somebody has put their money already behind it and say, listen, I want to use my money to give you some money. So that's what it's all about. So the Forever Foundation, will have they have all kind of paraphernalia, books, bags, shirts, all kinds of events that they're going to be doing all year long, all over the years to help generate. And it's all about giving back to the communities to help you keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Love it. I love it.
You see
Hey,
what I mean about him?
what'd you say?
See what I mean about he
Right.
has the
Yeah,
vision.
he has the vision. He all in your head, huh?
It's perfect.
But that's beautiful. As you were talking, I went ahead and typed in the website
Mm.
into the comment section so you guys can easily access it, and you
Wonderful.
can
Thank you.
download the song, correct, from the website.
Well, you have to purchase the song. When you go
Okay,
there, it'll say "Buy Forever." It's a link on there,
right.
and
And nothing in free life. Okay, you have to pay for it. Okay, all right,
I
go
mean, we have to fund these situations because, like I said, that's really the main thing. If because I know in my own life, opportunities that were there, I could take advantage of them because my parents, afforded me those positions. If they didn't have that, I know these kids will want to do it,
yes.
but they can't do it. And that's really the difference. So now they got to go. Well, what can I do? You know, and then I think they kind of look at the older people like y'all don't care about us. So and so just got killed. This person got killed. Y'all just driving past. We still over here, like,
Mm,
you know. So, but if we can go into that community and clean up a vacant lot, just simple things,
Yes.
the bushes that's all out over. I was driving one day and the girl had to walk in the street by the tracks because the bushes were all out over the sidewalk. It's just little simple things. We can come through and cut those down, with the funds
see,
from downloading the song,
Create a
and
parking lot, create a basketball court.
all that
I
good
right.
mean,
stuff.
those kinds of things, just create alternative services that can, and we know we ain't trying to stop it because we understand what the Bible says about the days are evil. We understand that, but that don't mean. But the Bible did say, "Seek peace and pursue it."
That's
So
what it said.
that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying? And so we can, whatever we can do to show God in the community, to
Right.
show the peace of God in the community. 'Cause He is a God of peace. He is a God of love. And so these efforts are. This whole organization was generated out of love. So if you go to Forever Foundation and then click on the song Forever,
Hmm.
Click on buy forever.
Buy Forever,
Bye forever. Okay.
Buy Forever,
Hmm.
download the song for right there.
Okay, guys, go to the website. I placed it in the comment section. The number four ever foundation.com. Number four, EVER foundation.com. Please go there now. You can go there now while we're on the air. Don't leave us though, but you can still. Some of you have more than one device. You can hop on there and do it real quick, real quick. But thank you for that. Let's see. I have other questions here. Are you okay? Can
Oh
I ask
yeah,
these
yeah,
questions?
yeah,
Okay.
sure.
All right. All right. Well, here's a comment here. Agreed. Most children are good children. However, adults need to remember we still make poor choices at times and should teach our children more than talk about them and doing nothing.
Amen.
Yes.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I mean, and what you just said, Terrence, a few minutes ago, about we if we would sit down and talk to our kids, they probably would say what you said. We're still here. You all don't care about us. I
Yeah.
mean, we're still in this environment, and we still have to walk outside, to get away from all these bushes or whatever. Or it's horrible over here. I don't even want to walk to the corner or something like that. If we're making something more conducive where they're living, because some people you may say maybe they should move. Everybody can't move.
No.
Right.
Everybody don't have the resources to move.
That's
They
right.
don't have it. You just talked about the neighbor who couldn't really, afford to send her son to, situations or
Yeah.
circumstances where the child wouldn't have not have gotten involved in, the extra,
Yeah, I truly
negative
believe that.
activity. So we have to understand we sometimes we have to meet them on their level, meet them where they are to be able to help them.
Mm.
So we have to keep that in mind. And
Absolutely.
and still as I'm talking, go to the website. All right, let's see here. Scared Straight is a wonderful program that many parents should take advantage of. That's Demetria Triplet. Hey, Kristen, thanks for watching on today. Your comment here, I was just telling someone that these children have too much free time on their hands, and idle mind is the devil's workshop. So if we can help them out, yes, let's do that.
That's the plan.
Let's see. Okay, I was trying to make sure on that first live feed that you guys had that I was able to read your comments and your questions, and I appreciate that. Now let me hop back over to the current live feed and make sure I'm not missing anything here. I do appreciate you guys for joining us on today. This is good stuff, and I definitely want you all to make sure that others are aware of this foundation, this song. We're gonna try our best to get the song played. I was trying to send it to my producer. I think he said he has it. Buddy Gill is on. He said, this is great stuff. Steph McDonald says, a great message. I will have to check out the site. Please do. Elder McGee, I think I mentioned you earlier, trying to scroll up and do my little romper room and make sure I'm not missing anybody. I know I'm telling my age when I talk about romper room. It's okay, though. Demetria says, hi, Uncle Jeff. Tell Aunt Virgie they were just talking about their working. Oh, is he watching? God bless you if you're watching. Uh, Pastor Hodges, I'm assuming he's on. That's Demetrius talking to him right now. Okay. All right, great. So I think we have the song. I want to play a little bit of that song. Okay. I'm excited to hear it. Take a listen, guys.
Every day, I wish they come back home. Family stressing, needing blessings, everything been going wrong. But I've been stressing while y'all resting, just know I be going strong. Down to the sky while I be standing out of my feet.
The Forever Foundation is committed to stop the violence, increase the peace, and provide meaningful alternatives to children and young people in our communities. By purchasing and downloading this song, you can help to support funding for back-to-school programming, after-school programming, tuition for college and trade schools, sports teams, and more. Click the download link and invest in a better tomorrow today.
All right. All right. Now that was the commercial. And he did mention that they did a commercial. That I like that commercial. I mean, that's good, informative information, telling us where to go to get the song and how to support this foundation. All right, you know what? Mr. Dixon walked in here this afternoon with some stats, and I said he came prepared. I know we were talking because we want to try and nail this, hammer this home for you guys, and I know that some of you probably can relate and understand what we're talking about. Well, he has stats for 2018 and 2019. 548 homicides. Now, this these said stats are for where? Chicago?
It's Chicago.
The Chicago. Okay. So we're here in the Midwest, guys. I know I have people listening from all over, but here in the Midwest, in 2018, 548 homicides, and it's broken down. We have amongst the whites, we have 8% of 43. On the Hispanics, 62 or 11%.
Right. So what I'm saying here, the out of 548 homicides, 43 of them were white.
Right. Okay. Okay. Thank you for that. And the Hispanics, 62 of them were, 62 were Hispanic. 431 were black.
Wow. That's the
Now, did you hear that? It was 548 homicides in 2018. And of that, the black population, 431, which means 79%, okay, of the black community. Now, you see why this foundation is important. Like I said, we want to hammer this home. We want to drive this home and get you to understand why this foundation was created, what they're trying to do, and what they're trying to accomplish. Let's see. Now, further here, 379 were black males. Good God Almighty. 52 were black females. And out of the 382 shootings, 351 were from shooting black males. So the black males were the perpetrators. Is that correct?
Well, the victims in this case.
Oh, they were, okay, they were the victims. All right. And out of 382, 31 were from shooting black females. Okay. All right. This is sad. Now that's only in 2018.
Yeah, it gets worse.
In 2019, so far, so 260 days into the year as of September 18th, 364 homicides. 18 of those were white, 39 Hispanic, 300 black. Wow. This really makes me want to cry, honestly. 7 other, and further, the 267 were black males, 32 were black females. Out of the 300, 250 were from shooting black males, and out of the 325 were black females. What does that tell you?
Wow.
What does that tell you? It tells me that this Forever Foundation is right on point. That's what it tells me. And it tells me, now you have your work cut out for you, but it looks like you're ready. It sounds like you're ready. And, you know, with Pastor Kenneth Lockhart supporting you and pushing you, I believe you're going to accomplish what the Lord wants you to. Yeah. I see you guys throwing up the crying emojis. Yeah, it makes me want to cry. It's really, really sad that this is what we're dealing with in 2019. We you know, we sometimes we say how far we've come. We really haven't come that far.
Yes, it's I know me and my buddy Chuck the barber. Yeah, sometimes we just sit and talk like we didn't have these issues as you know, teenagers, and we're getting fights, you know, going up and down the block, but we weren't worried about not seeing somebody the next day because they got shot, you know. So these kids are they coming into the world under they're just being attacked pretty much in these environments, and it's a hostile environment, and for us to think sometimes that they won't react how they react, we'd have to walk in their shoes, you know. And sometimes the way I see it is like we're like water sometimes, and it's just H2O. This could be a person. And if you leave it as is in room temperature, it stays as it is. If you put it in a cold environment, it freezes.
Come on.
If you put it in a boiling pot, it steams up. So, but it's still water. It's still H2O. So I see this as the children. If you put them in a cold environment, wow, what do you expect them to do? You know, but if we put them in environments where we can put them in environments, they can be their natural selves. We can enjoy this. You know, really enjoy this. But if you try and drink some ice, you're gonna have a hard time. Right. So a child is cold-hearted. You know, you got to warm them back up. You know, let them know that we thinking about you. You know, we know it's tough sometimes. A lot of times I didn't realize this till I got older. From me having both my parents, That's not the situation in a lot of households. And I didn't realize that till college. When I started saying, "Oh, my buddy so and so only has his mom. This buddy only has his mom. He only has his mom. He only has his mom." Like I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the normal situation. Um, I did not realize that until later, and
That's deep.
over time, it shows how this like I have a personal problem with pants sagging too much. You know what I mean?
Me too.
It's just like my generation, we had what we felt was a cool sag, but now it's like, oh my God, like the
You're down to
pants
the
are,
knees.
why you even got them on? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm
It's
wondering.
like, bro, like, but I thought about this. If I was in his shoes in that environment, I would probably be doing the same
Same
thing.
thing.
I probably would.
And see, you're like me. I mean, it's like you're trying to figure it out, but then sometimes you have to put yourself in it mentally to understand why they're doing what they're doing, why they're acting and reacting the way they are. And that's the only way for us to understand. I'm
I
telling you,
think it's that environment. We
it's
put
that
in that
environment. And do you preach? Because you sound like you was getting ready to preach about water, H2O. I was about to pick up my water and just drink it. No.
We need some forever water.
We need forever water. See, I think he's on to something else. Right now,
When y'all get busy.
right. He's taking notes, mental notes. He hear what you're saying.
Yeah, he does.
Watch, we're gonna have bottles of water with Forever Foundation on it. Hallelujah. Yes.
That was back to the community.
But
Make it work.
exactly. There you go. Love it. D. Curtis Randall, I see you on. Thanks for watching. And Demetri said that needed to be heard. Sometimes the best accidents are a blessing. Let's see. David Short, how are you? Deacon Short, appreciate you for watching. Question on the floor. Where is the family dynamics? And this was after I read the stats. Where are the fathers? And I and I think that's what you're trying to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about this foundation, they don't really have the fathers or the family dynamic.
You mind if
Pastor
I just
Lockhart,
addressed on that issue?
you about to preach, I could tell.
Where are the fathers? The fathers is just as lost as the children, and I think is we need to go where they are. When I think at some point, if you're asking where are the fathers, you pretty much know where they are. So the question I want to shoot back to the audience is, when are you going to go and get them? Because we know where they are. Some of them are in the streets. Some of them didn't have a father, so they don't know how to be a father. Some of them need to be fathered so they could be examples. I mean, we have men have come into our ministry, never knew their father or only had glimpse of their fathers. So you become that. So you become the father that they need to see and become. So I think it's time for fathers to show up where we know fathers are not. And go where the places where we know they are, in the street. We know they're lost into in reckless living. They are all kinds of places. They may be in the place you work, might be the person living next door to you. It may be the father up the street. And we say that, and I know we're not saying it to be negative, but sometimes we say we are the father because we think people should be doing what they're supposed to be doing. But the real reality of it, my father passed when I was 15 years old. Wow. But my mother had enough godly wisdom to send me to a church where I can see Bishop Shepard Little. He became that spiritual father. And though my father was in my life, I mean, he wasn't a bad dad. He was a good father. I always saw him as a hardworking man, bringing his money home, supporting his family. But he left my life at 15. I was only 15, just getting into high school, missing of a father in a time where I needed him in my life. But my mother had the wisdom. She didn't say, well, where's the father? She found me one. She took me to the church, and I was able to be mentored by godly men and fathers of the faith that showed me how to be a man, because he sent the van where the fathers were. You say, I ain't going to tell you where. He said, well, let me send that van on Gladys and Cicero, because there's a young man over there that need a father, that don't have a father. or a young brother that needs to be a father. I need to teach him something. So go get him. So I say to the church, let's go get the fathers. We know where they are. They're in the hedges and the highways. The Bible says, go into the hedges and the highways and compel my people to come. We got a solid word for fathers. We have a solid word for men that they can come and hear the word of the Lord, be changed. Life can be changed because no sin is beyond forgiven. Jesus said, I'm not willing that any should perish, but all should come to repentance. So, and God so loved the world, all of us, that he gave up his only begotten son for all of us. So then tell us now, go get that father, because somebody that's not on their game, that's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. If it's your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, maybe your daddy, go get them, because you know where the fathers are.
Yes. Love it. Thank you. That was a good response. I like that. Because they also said we need structure in programs like this one. So it sounds like Forever Foundation is going to find the fathers.
Yeah, yes, I believe that is very important because as a young man, we do have our moms, our big sisters, but it's something different about a dad
Yes.
when he tells you something
Ooh.
and he loves you and you could feel he really means. Here's an example. I remember when I first got my first baseball hat, right? I was like, Dad, would you give me a baseball hat? And he's like, yeah, I get your baseball hat. And he comes home, he has a baseball hat. And he said, before you put that on your head, because I'm ready to put my hat on. This is my first baseball hat. And he said, listen here, don't you ever cock that hat to the right, to the left. If you have it on, it better be straight. He was serious. And he said, if you decide to cock it to the side, you find you a new house to live in. So, with that being said, it again, it's the dad that kept me like. So when I would see some of my friends, even that's still my friends today, I thought in my head, do I want to live with y'all? Or do I want to stay going back home with my mom, dad, brother? I like living with them. So I always kind of navigated, and to this day, I think, especially in my teens and 20s, like some of the gang members, you have opposite gangs, and they already view the opposite gang in a certain way as an enemy. By me not being in that situation, I never saw them as an enemy. Like, oh, I'm an enemy of you. I'm an enemy of you. You're an enemy, because I didn't have that prejudiceness. Like this is something that a father can instill in a son.
Yes.
Like that. And again, I think that's me when I see him. That's me. You know what I mean? Like so. And then the instilling of love. If I love me, when I see you, I love you because you're me.
Right.
When I think about it, like this is me. We can laugh, we can talk. His joke, I laugh at his joke. That's me in a sense. Just a different version of me. Brother over there, that's me. So I think we need to get more into knowing who we are. Like you said at the beginning, the lack of knowledge.
Yes.
I think we lack this knowledge where we're so divided and no unity.
Yes.
When we don't know that you're really me,
Yeah.
I'm really you. If you think about it. So when I see these numbers, that's really killing yourself.
Yes.
Right. Right.
Yes. Yes.
So you don't want to kill yourself. You want to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And a thorough knowledge helps you love yourself. Maybe knowing what our ancestors done. I'm talking about before the transatlantic slave trade. I'm talking the great history that we have. When you know that we did that, right? Well, not us today, but our ancestors did that. That gives us a sign of what we can do.
Right.
Right.
And when they see maybe now, as an example, being an electrician, going to trade schools, and getting into real estate, being a music producer. Again, those were afforded by my parents to help me do that. But I know somebody like my cousin who got killed. My auntie told me a story. Well, it wasn't a story, but when we went over for a holiday, she was like, she pulled me to the side. She said, KJ asked, was you coming over today? Because sometimes I have to work. So, and she said, I told him, yes, you were coming over. And she said, he was like, yes, like,
Aw.
it was super. So from that, the bond started to come close,
Aw.
like I started looking at him a different way. Like he really wanted me to come over here. And then we work on music. And I know I got back to him, but
Yeah, it's about.
Yeah, it is.
one time he came over my house and I showed him like one chord. I think it was in E flat. And he took this chord and made a whole song
What?
by the next day. He had a whole song.
Mhm.
I said, what's that you playing? He said, that's the chord you gave me. I said, it's not the chord I gave you. That's not. He said, yes, it is. Then he did it. I said, yeah, I hear it. Then he just went up and down the key with it. He had the beat going to it and everything. And not only that, he made two more songs.
Wow.
I said, did you go to sleep? He said, I didn't go to sleep. He stayed up all night. It had to be maybe 6, maybe 8 hours. I got up. He was down in the basement still sitting at the keyboard. I was, he showed me. I was like, man, I knew at that point we working together, man,
Right.
because what you have and what I can help you with in the show, he just didn't have it structured.
Right.
So that was the beginning of it. And that was afforded to him by his dad.
See.
Taking time with him, spending time, and his granddad helped him with the piano. So fathers are very, very, very
Very
important.
important.
Definitely.
That's why
Definitely.
we got to go get them.
That's why we had to go get him.
Yeah.
I agree. He had a passion, a serious passion, and
Yes, he did.
and it's unfortunate that his life so soon. But I know God knows all things, but it still hurts us, here. But again, this is why we have the Forever Foundation, because we want to pay this forward, so that we could, be able to have others still be here with us and not have their lives taken away.
This is
Provide environments for them.
forever in our heart.
Yes, forever. Love it. Apostle Miles, Granny D, thanks for watching. Let's see. It still takes a village to raise the kids. I know that it's hard, but remember when an elder could discipline without recourse. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Oh, you guys I think you're talking to each other on here. My goodness. Dr. Hill, thanks for watching. I see you. We need good old fashioned values reinstated. I agree. Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm going to let y'all have y'all little conversation because Buddy and Stephanie, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys on today. Let's see. I believe that we can actually, let's do this. Take a quick break. Give me a little bit of music before you go into playing the spoken word, because I want to see if we can still try to get that song before we leave on today. We have a little bit of time. So just play a little bit of music and then we'll do the spoken word after that. Don't go anywhere, guys. You listen to Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette right here on Intellectual Radio.
God beside thee, and we stand here and lavish your name. For you are worthy to be lifted up. Please receive our sincere worship. For you are the mighty God we serve. All the earth proclaim. What a mighty God we serve. We serve a mighty God, mighty God. my sincere worship, for you are the mighty God we serve. Oh, the earth proclaim, what a mighty God we serve. We serve a mighty God. We serve. Oh, let angels bow before. Let heaven and earth adore. We serve a mighty God. We serve. We serve a mighty God. We serve. He is holy, magnificent God. There's no one beside thee. Let us declare His majesty. He is holy, magnificent God. You're worthy, yes you are. Let us declare that He is holy, magnificent. No one beside thee. Let us declare that He is
The magic of a memory captured your essence. The thought of your presence is healing. These feelings are revealing. Can't front like it don't hurt like you may miss. On everything, I wish that day you didn't have to go to work, that you would have never left your apartment, regardless of my heart is. Why, how's my pain? My regret.
Got a couple homies that I lost, I know they dead and gone. Reminisce about them every day, I wish they come back home. Family stressing, needing blessings, everything been going wrong. But I can't stress it while y'all resting, just know I be going strong. Candle to the sky while I be standing down up on my feet. Trying to see y'all smile up in the clouds who looking over me. Gotta make y'all proud because I know that's how it's supposed to be. So I'ma go ball out because I'll do the same for me. And just know I miss you the times I was with you. By drinking no liquor and breaking down switchers. I'm gazing at pictures, wondering why God picture, wondering why my dreams and nightmares seem to switch up. This shit don't seem real, y'all don't know how this feels, so don't question me about the way that I live. I treat life like a gift every day that I'm here. Tired of shedding new tears, I ain't all the new kids, so I
break down your God to be strong, not to move forward. It's time to say goodbye and part, but you'll forever in my heart.
R.I.P. shirts could
that got them first, and that hurts. Girls all on that curve, damn, I'm lost with words. Cause we're stacking, getting this money up. Got that like that. Tried to rob him and they shot him, man. Why he go like that? Wish I could have been there with that cake. Used to be with us today. That said I wouldn't have went that way. While the cuz can slip away. This is for my lost soldiers. All my family crossed over. This the reason, keep the heat. They know the streets done got colder. So I sent a prayer for all my loved ones. It's so hard to show that love when ain't no love shown. They take away, I feel the hate, although I love some. I put my heart into this, though it's not a love song. And I know that all my soldiers gotta out me. But every day sometimes be boiling up inside of me. My OG told me, well, can't let the light to sell. But I'm gonna see my niggas one day when it's bad for me.
Now you're gone to be strong, not to move on. But it's time to say goodbye and part. But you're forever in my heart.
May you rest in peace. We're restless in war, torn. We mourn in the mornings over the casualties the war brings. Thinking how we gon' shine a bright light on your seed and make sure that they get the right love that they need. No one ever taught us how to grieve or how not to question why loved ones have to leave. All you can do is believe and have faith.
No more storm, and no more rain, no more suffering, it's pain, we change. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever and ever, forever. No more storm, and no more rain, no more suffering, it's pain, we change. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever and ever.
Tears pour down my face at your wake, yes sir. Your life we did celebrate, but at night gunfire keeps me awake. Maybe it's good that you got out, cause at times I feel like I can't escape. The cycles we running, angels stay humming, singing. Cause no man can destroy your soul. We know that this is a love that can't be severed. Through the magic of our memories you live.
That you're gone, time to be strong. Gotta keep moving on. Gotta keep moving along. It hurts that you're gone. Time to be strong. Gotta keep moving on. Gotta keep moving along.
No more storm, no more storm, no more rain, no more suffering. It ain't the same, things change. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever and ever. No more storm, and no more rain, no more suffering. It ain't the same, things change. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever, it's gonna be alright. Forever
That you're gone, to be strong. Gotta keep moving along.
Ooh, I love it. Oh my God. Mind, Body, and Soul with Annette here on Intellectual Radio. I'm your host, Annette Harris. If you just not tuned in, oh my goodness, if you just heard that wonderful, wonderful song, Forever, the number 4, ever. That was awesome.
Thank you.
It was awesome. Now I'm not really a rap girl, but you know what I am? I'm a lyric girl, and I love to listen to the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's gonna grab me. That's just Annette.
I had the lyrics printed out so you can read.
Would you please? I was trying to listen to some of it, and I it's going to be all right. But I also heard no more suffering. Did I hear that?
That's right.
No more pain.
Right.
Okay. I was hearing something in there. I know I heard something. All right, all right. What did you guys think about it? If you're listening to us now, I hope you got a chance to hear it. Marcus, I see you joining us, and Lori, I see Lady Marichal is on. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and share this live feed. Share this live feed. We want others to hear, because you know what they can do? They can always replay it, okay? So that they will be able to hear the song. Demetra says this song is so fitting. It hits all genres, and I agree with that, and vibes all the way through. I thought that was very, very smart to have all the various genres in one song, because what did I say earlier? You have to meet people where they are.
That's right.
You have to meet them where they are. And Pastor Lockhart, yeah, we know we grew up in church, and we can't always have that foot stomping, you know.
Right.
You know, they really,
Right.
but we rap over here. What are you talking about? You know.
Right.
So you have to meet them where they are, so that they will understand what you're doing. And I think this song is really going to. Woo! I'm excited for this song.
I love your reaction.
I love it. I love it. I'm sitting here and I'm like bouncing my head and everything and just listening. Were you going to say something? You look like you're
Yeah,
going to say something.
I just want the people to go to foreverfoundation.com and download the song. And again, we're supporting the cause.
Yes.
And this song is bringing revenue to our communities. So if you can just go there, foreverfoundation.com, click on Forever, the song Forever.
Bye Forever.
Bye Forever. The statement going to say Bye Forever. Click on that, download the song. Those of you that's willing to, that's interested in becoming an affiliate, that we can support your organization, fill out the affiliate information on the website, and then you will be contacted. And definitely that can definitely happen. And again, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you again.
You are welcome. Song credits. He was showing me who was on here. Is we always have to give shout outs, because we know who helped us. Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you, before you had already recorded this before you met with Pastor Lockhart? Yes. Okay, I got you. All right. I see now. Okay, so it says produced by
Boy So Ill Beats. That's me.
Say it again.
Boy So Ill Beats.
Okay, you said it so nice. So now you know who it's produced by. I'm not going to even try and pronounce it like that. All right. But that is Terrence Dixon. That's him on Facebook. Try and find him if you can, okay? Mm-hmm. All right. Written by Terrence Dixon. And this says, is this Jay Ivy?
Jay Ivy, yes.
Jay Ivy, Grammy Award winning artist who has worked with Kanye West, Jay-Z. He gave John Legend his name. All right now. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You with the big people, huh?
He told me the story. He's like, we was in the studio. He was like, one day I was talking to John, and I told him, like, from his singing, he's like, man, you're gonna be a legend one day, And he said the next day, like, when John had walked in, I wasn't there, of course, and Kanye was there, and Jay Ivy was like, John Legend. And then Kanye picked it up like John Legend ever since then.
That's where it came from.
That's been his name.
All right now. Wow. Okay, Jay Ivy. Can I get a name? No, okay, never mind. Andre Wharton, the local Chicago artist.
He's the first rapper now.
He's the first rapper that you heard. Deontay Coney, is it?
That's right.
Local Chicago artist. He's the other
rapper,
one. He's the second rapper. Okay, choir vocal coach, Jeff Morrow. Vocal producer for the hit Fox TV show Empire. I know y'all know about Empire. And he has worked with Aretha Franklin, Stevie Wonder, and Jay-Z, to name a few. And you all heard the section where you heard the choir. Didn't you hear the choir coming in there? I love how you transition into that. I don't know. I'm in love with this song. Okay. Here's some choir vocals. Is it Joan?
Joan Colosso.
Okay, thank you for pronouncing her last name. Yvonne Gage. Cage? Is it Cage?
Mm-hmm.
Gage.
I need my older folks' glasses on. Noah Price, yes. Mike Harvey, Jasmine Fountain, and is that Danny Jackson. Danny Jackson. All right. I see some pictures on here. And then the studio engineer Slavic.
Yes.
Livens. All right.
Great engineer.
Is that right? And
Yes,
that's important to
absolutely.
have. I'm telling you, somebody who knows what they're doing at the controls. You guys go to Forever Foundation because you are going to want to get this song. You definitely will want to get it. When you go there, you will see the link that says Buy Forever, and you will not be disappointed. Oh my goodness. I know you guys had some more comments on here. Okay, when we were talking earlier before the song, there was once a time when we left our doors open all night in our communities, not unlocked, open without fear. That's when we had community because we exercised control of our children. And God bless you, Pastor Lockhart, is what she says here. You know, I know we've talked throughout about what we want to accomplish. And I know forever the foundation itself has just been established this year.
Yes.
Although it was already brewing in your heart
Oh
and your
yeah.
mind.
Yes.
It was already there.
The seed was planted a while ago.
Yes, definitely. And I love that. I'm glad in maybe like the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, I see forever. I really see it growing. Right now, it's touching the organizations who can help the kids. But I wanted to go past that to single mothers who are struggling. You know, we need to provide some kind of way because these are good women who just are finding it very difficult. You know,
Yes.
to get rent paid or this paid. But I see it going past there to some of the food deserts, like a Whole Food store or something. It could be a Forever store there. If we have the money to do it, which we can do, because I think $5, is less than $5. It may not seem like much, but when we put them all together, we can do something with that. So when I see the food store, I think the food store would be the best thing to do. Then that means you got to have trucks to go get the food. So there's a trucking line, that has
Come
to be
on,
there.
talk it, speak it.
Then you have to have the land to produce the food. So the acres of land, Forever Farms, where we grow the food. Then you have to have people work the land. You have to have the machines
Jobs.
and all of those things. So
That's right. It will create jobs. You're right.
that's what we want to do. Because I was thinking like a lot of people could complain about the political atmosphere. Oh, Trump, he's building a wall and this, that, and the third. Well, let him do that. But what are we going to do? That's how I feel about it. We can do something. Like if he helps, that's absolutely wonderful. We accept every penny that he will. But in the meantime, in between time, we have something that we can do too. That it doesn't, like he said, doesn't have to go through the various channels where you paying their benefits and this, that, and the third. By the time it get down to us, we got 2 cents left out the dollar, and it's like it's difficult to move that. But like with Symphonies of Change, I can get it directly to him, straight, and he can get it right to this child, right
Wow.
here,
Yes.
just like that. So the forever, that's why I see it going on forever. Once, generations later, see we Forever Farm and forever housing, it just continues because it's really for us,
It is.
So the kids who we could put in trade schools, right? We can sponsor a kid or barber schools. So now maybe that kid who you might have been afraid of, who's gonna rob you, he say, "Hey man, I cut your hair. Come to my barber shop."
See?
He's providing a service instead of taking something from you. Or he may become an electrician like me, Now and we always need electricians, like all the time.
Right.
I had to
need
tell
one of
people
them.
no, I can't do it because I want to do this, the music thing so much that, and that's one of the reasons I got into real estate was because those funds frees up my time.
See?
So I can, because you have to commit. You should know you have to
Yeah.
commit yourself to music. If you want it
yeah.
to be good, you can't just go in there. All right, I'm done. So I needed something. So it was a real plan to get to just today.
Okay.
So
Well,
that's-
you got some great plans, and I love
Thank you.
hearing that.
all right.
And I bid you Godspeed, and I know that it's going to You're good. You're an intelligent young man, and I
Thank
can
you.
see you got a lot of plans.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I believe God's going to bless. I believe He is
I
above and beyond
appreciate
what you
that.
even expect. I
I
believe it.
accept all of that.
All right. Let me set this up because I want my producer to play our spoken word. The Forever Foundation was birthed from the untimely death of my cousin, Kirkland Fawkes. And this is Mr. Dixon's words. He was my partner in what we envisioned would be our music company. We began working and producing songs together, talked about going to LA and creating relationships there, as well as continuing to build on the previous relationships already established in Chicago. When he was killed, I felt extremely sad, angry, hurt, helpless, and had no clue of what to do to fill this huge void. This song, Forever, and the Forever Foundation were the only things that finally seemed to fill the void and to answer the question, the overwhelming question of what can I do? Why don't you take a listen to this spoken word by Elder Kevin McGee, and we'll be back to end the show.
Utilizing your gifts to pass on to our progeny, tapping into their creative ability so that potential may flow from them, affording them opportunities they may never had a chance of realizing before, but because of the mandate that is on your life, you give back. Now they can be exposed to the finer things that life has to offer, broadening their horizon regarding this thing called life. So as you touch their spirit, music comes forth, and behold, a new generation is touched forever, affected and infected with a gift from God that shall activate latent souls, giving them a chance to enjoy life as children and to see that they don't have to be bound by the perceived battleground of growing up in chaos. You are the Pied Piper. This is your purpose as you lead them from the here and now into forever.
Elder McGee, you did it again. You did it again. Elder Kevin McGee has a show here on Saturdays entitled Connections. He's in Kojic.
Yeah.
He is. He is. He's a Kojic pastor.
Yeah, we need to go on this show.
Yes, definitely. And
Yeah.
he actually he creates a spoken word, as I stated, for the topic of the day for mind, body, and
That's real
soul. We
good.
feel special over here. And all I did was just told him a little bit about you.
Wow.
A lot of times whether it's someone's book project or whatever, he hasn't read the book. But I know that the Lord gives it to him.
Yes.
And he's
That was
just
great.
on
Yeah, he
point
nailed
with that.
that.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did.
Great, Pastor. Great.
Truly.
Definitely. So thank you again for that. I enjoyed it tremendously, and I think it's something that we all definitely need to take heed to. We can definitely pay it forward. Demetrius Hunt, I see you on Geraldine Clark. Were you going to say something,
Yeah,
Pastor?
I just want to give a shout out to Eric Booker,
Okay.
who produced the video for
Oh.
Forever Foundation. If you, it's going to be out on social media today, and you will be able to download it. He did a awesome job on this
Yes.
video. People don't know that that Eric is in film
He
and
is.
video, and Pastor Eric.
Pastor
You know,
Eric, right.
that's his religious title. You know, but he's a producer, and he produced the video for Forever, and it is awesome.
So he produced it for the song or the preview?
For
The commercial?
for the preview.
Okay.
He did the whole commercial. He put it all
Awesome.
together, so it was his work. And so I want to just send a shout out to him on
Yes.
today.
And I'm sure
Thank
it's
you,
good.
Mr. Booker.
Yes, definitely. He's serious at his work.
Oh yeah.
He is. All right, wonderful. So let's see here. I'm making sure I didn't miss anybody else on here, but I thank you guys for watching and joining us on today, for your comments, your questions, and I thank you in advance for going to the Forever Foundation so you can download the song. Click on Buy Forever, BUI, Buy Forever. There's a link there where you can purchase the song, and then go to the website, read some more information, because I know and we need this. We definitely need this. This is a foundation that is going to partner with other, foundations to help to provide to our children, our young people, and it's not just the boys. You heard me read the stats. It's the women, the young ladies that are being killed as well. These stats are crazy. They are crazy, astronomical. They're insane, if I can say it like that. And we want to eliminate. We want to do our part. And God gives us a responsibility, and we need to take it on and do what we're supposed to do so that we can help to save our children, save our community. All right, this has been great. I enjoyed both of you on today,
Likewise.
and what you brought here to the table. We take it in. We take it in.
Yeah.
Continue on, Mr. Dixon.
Thank you. I plan
Continue
to.
on
You
in what
too.
you do,
too, definitely.
and I will be following you if I can get on the
Thanks again for having me. This is
inside
good.
joke. All right. Thank you, Mr. Winfrey, for this time here at Intellectual Radio, and for all my viewers and the listeners on today for your support. You know, I don't take you for granted every week. You come and you support Annette every week, so that I'm not talking to myself, okay? Because I could be doing that if you weren't here. If you have not done so, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Get Caught in the Net. Go ahead to YouTube, type in Get Caught in the Net. You will find my YouTube channel there, and I would love for you to subscribe to it, trying to build that channel up, and go ahead and click the bell so that you'll know when I go live, okay? All right, so thank you again. Dr. Hill will be with us on next week for the monthly health segment, and she's got a great hot topic for you guys you do not want to miss. All right, I know you guys love to hear her every month, so she'll be back next week. All right, so stay tuned. Keep up with me, and until next time, I want you to soar and get caught up with Annette. Take care.
Get caught in a net with net for your mind, body, and soul. Get caught in a net with Annette. It's your intellectual radio show, here to